Hi there. Today I want to go over some issues we're having with attribution tracking Marketo when merging is present. So the first example is we see this person comes in with their first page visit, and we can see the query string parameters appended to the end of this. And then they go through our attribution campaign where we set some first touch parameters like their lead source detail, their person source, and we set some first touch fields with these names here too. But then the person gets merged, and when we check the merge fields, only lead source is the only first touch attribution field involved here. All the other, like UTM, source, medium, campaign, they're not involved. Lead source detail is not involved. But however, when I go and I check these fields on the lead, UTM, source, medium, campaign are all empty. If I check lead source detail, that's also empty. And if I check the activity log to see if there are any values that could have nulled all these first touch parameters, so if I check for UTM source, you can see that it gets set, and then there's no other change data value event to set it from PPC back to null. And even when we insert the person into Salesforce, you can see that UTM source is already nulled. So it must be the merge event that is nulling the value. However, according to Marketo's merging logic, if it'll take the field on the winner unless the field on the winner is empty, in which case it'll take a non-empty value. So there should be no case where the merge is selecting a null value over a populated value. So I'm wondering how all these first touch attribution fields are being nulled and why the merge isn't preserving them and keeping them. And this isn't the only example. I've got other examples here. For example, it's the exact same campaign. Someone goes through it to get their first touch fields set. However, when I search in here, they're all empty. Same for this person. They get their first touch field set. I'll search in here, they're all empty. If I search the activity log to see if there are any nulling events, there aren't. It's the exact same pattern as before. By the time we insert into Salesforce straight after the merge, it's empty. And then it'll be the exact same pattern here, where if I search for UTM source, by the time we insert into Salesforce, it's empty. So the only event I can see that's causing the nulling of these values could be the merging of the people, but according to Marketo's merging logic, these values should still be populated and not nulled. So I'm wondering what's going on here. So that's the first of the issues I'd like you to look into. And then the second one involves interruption of our attribution campaigns running by the merging event. So here in this example, we can see that the first three flow steps run, but then the rest of the flow steps running gets interrupted by the merge event. And then this smart campaign never comes back to finish. And I'll just show you what this smart campaign looks like. So it gets triggered. And then it does these first three. However, these last five don't get carried out. And we can see that here, the merge interrupts it. And then another example is the first two steps of this smart campaign get carried out. It's now off, but it wasn't off at the time. So we see we do the delay at the start. However, all these first touch attribution fields never get set. So we go here, we can see the first two steps run, and then we check the activity log. It never comes back to complete that smart campaign. So again, merging is affecting our attribution. And then the final example I have is In this case, merging prevented the attribution campaign from running at all. So in this case, the person comes in with these query string parameters, and that just so happens to be this same smart campaign. So we can see we're tracking it. Anyone who visits a web page with a query string containing SMS bulk should come through the smart campaign. And I know this person isn't in the global exclusion list because we currently don't have anyone in this global exclusion list. And this person was also newly created, so they wouldn't be in there either. And we can see that they don't head through this SMS bulk smart campaign at all because the merge, for some reason, completely throws Marketo off, and it never goes around to putting the person through this attribution campaign. So we can scroll up here. It doesn't appear on this page, and it doesn't appear here either. So there are three issues that merging is having. It's preventing attribution fields that are populated from staying populated. It seems to be nulling them out. So that's issue number one. Issue number two is that it's interrupting our attribution campaigns, and then the attribution campaigns never come around to finishing off. And then the third issue is that it's stopping attribution campaigns from running completely because Marketo just gets thrown off, and for some reason it just never comes back to finish.